Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? A very happy Wednesday morning to everybody. My name is Pete Obsolete. Welcome to another Paint with Pete session. Just straighten that camera up a little bit. Excusez-moi. So as you can see behind me, we have a selection of different canvases that we have created only from yesterday. We've got a kind of a message piece that's got some leaves over it. That's going to come out a little bit more today. We've got our golden heart piece that's worked over the NHS heart that we did. I've got a green skull, need a name for this guy. And we were working on this green guy yesterday. I asked for a name. We got a name. So yesterday I was wearing a Most Wanted t-shirt, a very nice bright green. That is an Loxley green t-shirt. Mr. Green again. Hello, Mr. Brad. Appearing as I say green. Very strange. How are we doing? So, thank you to Siobhan for watching and staying with me pretty much every day. Hello. She's come up with the name Loxley for this guy. I really like that name. So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Loxley. He's going to get worked on today. You can see different like effects from the light there. We're going to work on Loxley today. I want to ground him a little bit. I think this white is going to get lost against the gold, so I'm going to put a black line over this white guideline, and then we might put one more white layer over the top. I'm going to do the black line in posca so it's matte, so it pops up from the gloss finish of the gold, and then we'll do some maybe some gloss white over the top just to give them that extra bit of finesse. We're also going to be working on our record sleeve. I think that's going to be our doodle session today. So all I'm going to draw on there is some white faces. We're going to just doodle some monsters on there, so it's got a bit of a collective kind of group idea coming through for the artwork for our record sleeve as well. Good morning, Mrs. Barton. Good morning, Mr. Barton. I hope everybody's doing all right down in Nottingham. Again, I'm from Nottingham, that's why he's called Loxley. Robin Hood wore Loxley Green, he's called Loxley, so we're going to work on him. We're going to get some tunes on in a second as well. Today's t-shirt is by Northern Monk Refectory. Shouts to Northern Monk. They looked after me and my good friend Andy Hogg for a hip-hop-ism event called Hip-Hop-ism, where we brought 32 different artists together, and they were all drawing or painting. We had some live artists, we had some art donated as well, all about the music that they loved and their reaction to that music. I chose Run DMC, so I did a Run DMC Keith Haring kind of 80s black, white and red canvas. It sold. Thank you to the person who bought that. And thank you for everyone showing love for hip-hop-ism. Shouts to these guys, check them out. And again, this is the point in the show where I want to shout out the independent businesses. I am an independent artist. You are supporting me simply by watching and liking and commenting and saying hello to each other, let alone the people who have bought some pieces as well. Again, everything's going to be for sale. I'll put it up on my site. We'll put off the gallery on Friday and it'll go up on the site. That includes big boy canvases and the smaller single A3s that we're doing as well today. Please support your local businesses, very important. Again, obviously I'm going to rep the artists. If you know Overdrawn, we have a very amazing selection of artists on there. Please go and check their work out. That's Overdrawn on Facebook. But also look after your local pub as well. If you know that your local is doing takeaways, whether it's like a Mary and Archie's breakfast, for example, best breakfast in Manchester, you can order those. You can still do the online ordering and stuff. Please take those precautions, but we can support each other. We can still look after each other. We can keep those businesses thriving and obviously succeeding and surviving past this as well. Please take your time, grab some water, get some food, get some fruit. But as always, from 10 to 11, grab some paper, grab some pens. We're going to get drawing. We're going to get some Pro Pete instrumentals on again. Amazing hip hop to draw to. So thank you for joining me. My first job is going to be to get my black paint, and we're going to do a black line on here so he can dry, and we're going to put some yellow in the top and bottom things. So let's get some things in the canvases. Let's get some tunes on. Again, get some nice hip hop on. Really easy way to relax. And obviously one of these as well. Cheers everybody, I've got my Mr. Happy mug. Cheers. Some old school beats today. Feeling a little bit old school as usual. I've got my paint bucket, I've got my wall set up, I've got my joggers on again. So I'm going to start with my medium brush and my black paint. So again, all we're doing is outlining the lines that we drew at the last 10 minutes of the show yesterday. I'm just going to go over them, let those drips happen. So we've got the jawline, some lips. Again, if I go over those lines or I miss them, it's fine. It just adds another layer to the canvas. Headline. So again, using a brush that's just thick enough, or just thicker than the posca line. So I know that posca line will ground him back in again. You know, some of the lines I will go over to make it a little bit thicker, but there's some breaks in the paintbrush and the paint that I really look for, and it looks really natural to the paint, so good. Again, if you see me pause before I do a line, that's just my way of readying myself and getting a strong stance if I'm doing a curved line. If I want a straight line, it just gives me a bit more angle. I've said it many times, but using your pivots of your shoulder and your elbow and your wrist to do circles is a really good way of one, getting to know your canvas and the size, but also just really good practice for how to get that line in. So nice and gentle. I know I said I also wanted to bring a kind of Robin Hood reference in, as well as the green. Some people might not notice that, it's fine. If I put an arrow in, or I take an aspect of Robin Hood, so either his hat, or his bow and arrow, or an arrow, or a target maybe, I'm thinking of just doing an arrow going all the way through him. So I might just come up here, again probably in black, once the white line's on. I think that arrow will stand out, so I might put that arrow in a minute. I will do a bit of measuring, so as much as we're doing kind of free-form painting today, as every time with the Paint with Pete sessions, I want to get a straight line. If you don't have a spirit level, use a folder or a book. If you've got a ruler, 10 points. Anything to get that line straight. I'm just going to finish him up a little bit. Just give it. Okay, lovely. I'm not using anything too technical, too crazy, expensive or anything. This is simply just blackboard paint. If you've seen the Manchester Finest show on Monday, I specifically used this to create the background for Skull and Nugget. This is Skull and Nugget. There we are. The paint dries really quickly. And it is also, you know, I am a signage guy as well. I do a bit of signage for quite a lot of companies in Manchester and Disbury. The blackboard paint, you know, £10 from your local DIY shop. And you can create an area in your house for your kids of any age, whether it's you know, a side of the wall or the side of a bookcase or something. You can paint that blackboard paint on. It will dry in about 15 minutes. You can work on it almost immediately, so 15-20 minutes later. And obviously it's chalk, so you can wipe it off very quickly. super editable, and a very, very easy way to get a nice creative area in your hat. Okay, that's black line done. I'm gonna get my spirit level. Keeps my level spirits, my spirit level. There we are. Get my pencil. Lost my pencil. Here he is. Okay, so basically I'm just going to look at the top corner and the bottom corner. I'm going to kind of gauge it. I'm going to have to wait until this black's dry before I put my ruler down. But it's going to basically start here. Get the angle as a guess. That's about right. I'm going to make definite in a second. So once this paint dries, again it's really drying here and here. Really nice day, sunny weather outside, nice and airy in here. So this paint won't take too long to dry. I want to get that arrow dead straight. He can go on in a second. Leave Mr. Spirit for a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. So now we're going to get on to yellow. Again, this week's colours. Black and white as standard. We've got a bit of green, so we've got dark and light green. I'm going to put a bit of yellow in now. And obviously the gold. I mean, beautiful. I might have to, just because I'm addicted to the stuff, I might have to use some more gold on this guy on the final line, maybe in a gold eye or some teeth maybe. We'll do some teeth. I think we'll do gold teeth on this dude. But I do need a name, so if you are seeing this canvas being created, please come up with a name. We have loads of names already. So I want to introduce you to some people that you might not have met. If you have, please say hello to them. So this is Neville. Again, all audience interactive names. This is Neville. These are from Dylan Seymour. There's Neville. This is Sid Goldman. Again, thank you to Dylan for that. We also have Big Ron. And obviously now we have Loxley. Oh, good morning, Siobhan. So Siobhan came up with the name for this piece. This is called Loxley. He is named after Robin Hood and the Loxley green that he wore. Loxley is just drying at the moment. You'll see him finished today. So let's get some yellow out. Yellow I'm using cadmium yellow, beautiful yellow. I've got 3 different versions of it. So I've got like a super duper acrylic, the System 3. Got it in the pot. I've also got some standard. So you can get that yellow in many different formats, and again, the different products will have different effects. I'm going to use the System 3s because that yellow is beautiful. Just going to use a takeaway box lid. Oh, I mean, it's real sunshine. That really sunshine yellow. Super bright, really nice, really thick. Dry my brush. Just going to work on this guy, put his skull in a bit, maybe colour his head in a little bit more as well, just to give it a bit more form. So just dancing the brush straight in. Everything falls on the floor. I mean, look at that yellow, oh my days. Beautiful. It's a little sketch line. Just to give them that other layer. Make them a little bit different. Okay. There we are, that sunshine yellow is insane in it. Cadmium yellow for the record, if you want to use it. You know, I'm a massive fan of, I mean, you can probably tell, a guy called Jean-Michel Basquiat. Jean-Michel Basquiat. Jean-Michel Basquiat. 80s artist, works with Keith Haring and Andy Warhol a lot, all friends. So please check his work out if you want some inspiration. Again, the free form and the sort of freestyle in the canvas, the lack of kind of not necessarily accuracy, because he was an architect or trained in architecture a little bit as well, but just that kind of free form idea of what a canvas can be and what it represents and what it says. Please look at Jean-Michel Basquiat. Right, let's work on the top guy. So this says, life is a gift to be shared. I'm just going to write that over again. Nice and rough. Life is... I'll break that. You know, it's muddy my brush up, don't mind. As you've seen in previous episodes, it's all about the experimentation. Draw a little area here, might just colour him in. Super rough, this one, super rough. I think how I'm going to approach this, simply from doing that area there, I didn't know this before I did that area, I think I'm just going to turn it into a flower piece. So I'm probably just going to do a sunflower right in the middle, and we'll do some sun rays coming out of it in a bit. Okay, a bit more on this dude, I think. I'm just going to basically affect the bottom canvas. Again, just editing as I go, adding bits just to give a bit of texture. Again, these kind of areas where the paint is almost transparent, really like. There we go. Something a little bit extra. I might even add a bit of red. I know I might be switching my head up a little bit, but again, that's self-editing. That's all that is kind of working out what you're doing. You are freestyling a little bit within a kind of structure, and I'm just working out the colour balancing of where the colours are going to go. I really like this one. I like how he's turning out. Again, that final line, maybe another flare colour, so an orange or a red or a purple, would look really nice on that. Wash your brush. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to have a sip of brew. So touch test. There are slight bits in this that are a little bit wet still. That's fine, I can leave that. Again, it shouldn't take too long to dry. I want to add a little bit more to this. So I think I'm going to put some rune into the heart shape. So the rune camo is the kind of spiky font that I use. If you've seen the previous Paint with Pete's, it's there. So I think what I'm going to do, have a little sip of brew, have a think. You know, we're only 15, 17 minutes into the show. We've done our black line, done some yellow, done a bit more yellow on the Life is a Gift piece. We'll doodle on the record sleeve just before or just after brew time. But for now, let's put some rune in here. Again, I like making references to, you know, tracks or lyrics that I have myself and that I've written. So I'm going to think of a heart-based lyric, like we thought about the skull for Big Ron. So there's a direct reference to like a lyric as well as the image as well. So bringing that art into music and music into art, one big, massive, lovely smelting pot. Okay, so let's grab a pen. There. It's the posca, again nice and matte. I realise everything's inverted. I want to say hello to people. So, hello. So, let's think of a lyric. Okay. Ah. I didn't test my pen, did I? Okay, let's get these pens going. Okay, flip the pen. Luckily I have some backups. I apologise about the weight, there we go. Cool. I'm going to take this heart piece off so I can write it in exactly the same shape as the heart. Again, don't be afraid to kind of lift your own work off and play with it a little bit. I'm going to rotate so it stays in the heart shape. You can see that, the heartbreak there. Again, just going off the lines, so it's natural. Whoops. Excuse me a second, I'm just finishing this. Okay, so we get a slightly different, oh there's still a bit there. Okay, so what I've done is put my rune camo around the heart. There we go. So a little bit more gold. Again, I'm in love with this gold. Slightly too much, but oh well. Again, once you find a product, fall in love with it, use it, experiment with it, see how it kind of affects different surfaces. Chop him off. Tape him back up, just so we got him on there. Cool. Again, it's rough on here. Once I take it off, once I take the masking tape off, the frame will give it a different effect. I'm just going to pour some of the paint off this dude, just because it is taking a little bit longer than I expected. So all I'm doing is using a dry brush, going back over it to lift off the wet areas. Nice and gentle. But again, having that confidence to go back into your work, whether it is just to dry off a little bit of paint, it's important. Wipe the excess on my joggers. Again, I need that. Oh, this is nice. I like this. This beat's amazing. I like how it's pulling the ink off a little bit too much, actually. Get a bit on the nose, a bit around the eyes and head. And again, that should be done. It should be easily dry for just after brew time. It's got 5 minutes. Let's switch it into a doodle. So again, I know I'm painting. I know not everybody has all the paint materials that I have, or the art materials that I have. All you really need is a pen. It can be a biro, a posca, a Sharpie, you know, an IKEA pencil, anything like that. You might see me using the paint over other bits of paint over canvas. It doesn't really matter what that surface is. Any of the kind of structural lines, any of the base lines, pretty much all of this really is baseline. They can be a metaphor for pencil lines. And then obviously the final black line and stuff can be a thicker pen. So you can do everything that I'm doing with a pen and paper. It will have a completely different effect, but again the structure is similar. So having that confidence in the layers, being able to move forward with your work and edit at will, so those pencil lines aren't definite. You can pen that in and then rub the pencil lines out. All that sort of stuff, all about being fluid, all about what Paint with Pete is about. So we're going to do a little doodle, 5-minute doodle before brew time. So we're going to work on our record sleeve here. All I'm going to do is draw some silly faces and create like a crowd idea. I miss seeing humans, I miss seeing crowds. Obviously we're missing festivals and loads of gigs, and a lot of the kind of music industry and creative industry is suffering from that. So I'm going to create a nice sort of collection, like a gang of people, of faces that will go on my record sleeve. So let's go. I'm going to use a similar pen to this but white. Get it going. Just have a look at the nibs. There we go. Okay, cool. Right, so I'm going to go over here. I don't know if you can still see me. Yeah, you can. So again, just working left to right, up and down, wherever you want, however you want to do it. Big faces, little faces, cardboard boxes, alright? Big face, little face, cardboard box. So, big face. Easy face. Let's give him a chin. Nice and easy face. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to populate this with different characters, different hats, glasses, fangs. We did some monsters yesterday as well. We did a single line drawing monster. So where you don't take your pen off the page, we can do one of them on here. We'll do a little face. Weird guy with a weird ear. There we go. Little face. There you go. On you go. Again, can be any kind of face. Doesn't matter right now, we're just populating. Do one here. Be as weird and wonderful as you like. Again, no kind of ego, no preciousness about it. I realise I'm probably standing in the way. The big fish. Okay, over and over and over. Again, no pressures, just constantly drawing over stuff. Couple more faces. It is officially brew time, everybody. So if anybody wants a cup of tea, please go and get one. Again, halfway through the show, half an hour of drawing. It does warrant a cup of tea, so if you do want to go and get a cup of tea or a coffee or some water, 5 minutes outside, please do. I'm going to finish drawing on my record sleeve, so he's going to get populated. And I'm going to go and put a brew on in about a minute. So we've got 4 more minutes. Please go and take some time for yourselves. Put your pens down, put the paper down, let stuff dry. You know, wash your brushes. Put your pen lids on, take 5 minutes, and then we'll come back to it in 5 minutes, right? See you very soon. Okay, for everyone who's not on brew time, just gonna finish populating my record sleeve. So again, just some doodles in gold. Very simple. So this is a blackboard paint. This is a super fast drying, very matte. This is super glossy, super gloopy, gold. And again, the posca goes on both of those. So there we are, there's our record sleeve done. I like the background of this as well. Okay, so a couple more minutes. This guy's dry, almost. Very, very close to drying. Drying there. One more minute, I'm just going to grab some water. Okay, cheers everyone. And happy brew time. One more minute. Again, whether you're drawing with me, or you've got me on in the background, or you're kind of watching this back, just kind of wanting to go through some stuff. Hello, welcome. You are more than welcome to the Paint with Pete sessions. My name is Pete Obsolete. Hello. Please give me a follow. Why not? Pete Obsolete on Instagram. Obsolete Art Manchester. I mean, you're watching the page on Facebook. I'm also Obsolete Formats over on Instagram. Please follow Manchester's Finest. They're looking after me on Mondays. Shouts to Northern Monk and Pro P as well. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for drawing. Thank you for just being with me. Nice one. Okay, so this black is nice and flat. Yep. Again, a couple of little minutes. Maybe another minute. Maybe another 2 minutes. Cool. Okay, let's have a little touch test on yellows. Still a bit wet. I went a bit heavy on that, that's fine. Just another couple of minutes for this as well. Okay, so we're going to use that time. Stay creative, keep your hand moving. So we're going to do some more little consequences just for a couple of minutes. Switch the colours up. So I'm going to use red, orange and yellow. Again, at any point, if you need to stop this video and pause it, go back, through any of the videos really, if you need to pause it, have a look how I did something and then go back, please do. I realise I work fairly quickly. I've given myself 1 hour to do as much creative stuff as I can. I hope you're doing the same. Obviously the processes and techniques that I use, I am speeding up quite a lot. Sometimes the canvases can take weeks, if not a month to paint. So these examples are kind of a very quick fire version of what I normally do. That's not an excuse. I love this work. It also gives me a bit of inspiration to take into my bigger projects as well, so I can blow these up, I can use the techniques. So can you. If you want to change that format, please do. Go a little bit bigger. Try something, a bigger bit of paper, a cardboard box, trainers, glasses, anything to draw on or paint. But all starts with a doodle. So I'm just going to put some random shapes down here and we're just going to draw over them again like we did yesterday here. So let's go. We'll start with orange. Colour them in. And we'll go for a lighter orange. So I'm just making the most of my time while I'm waiting for the paint to dry. We can still be creative, we can still keep that energy going. Really good way of doing that is just by drawing weird shapes. My pen's running out, that's okay. You don't have to colour them in, you can do. Choose a couple of your favourite colours. a nice big yellow circle. Again, as soon as I see a yellow circle, I want to draw shades on him, like the sun. So I'm going to stick with that. I might do it a little bit differently. So there's our shapes. I realise I'm off camera. So again, I'm just going to get a black posca. I'm just going to doodle over them. So this looks like a little bit like, what do they call a space hopper? Do a guy. Guy's sitting on a space hopper, sort of. He's dead happy. It's a bit weird. There you go, dude sitting on a space hopper. Okay, this is going to be, let's see, this is going to be a happy cloud. It's a happy cloud. Rain in love, why not? This guy looks like an angry bit of fire. The Spitfire logo. Angry fire. And then, so we've got angry fire, we've got happy sun as well, so let's do some shades. Again, you've probably seen me draw a sunshine before. First line was a bit out, doesn't matter. Little doodles, just to keep the head going, keep your hand going. Mr. Sun. There we go. Again, super easy way of just being creative, coming up with characters and ideas. You can obviously move forward and develop and all that sort of stuff as well. So now we've got our little doodles each side. We'll probably do some more tomorrow. I'm going to get a super thin brush. Where's Mr. Fine? So I need to find my super thin brush. Here he is. Well, actually, he's one up from super thin. That's super thin guy. We're going to go one up, so we're going to go with this dude. And I'm going to use my satin again, just standard satin undercoat. If I can get it open. 2 seconds. My paint is against me today. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So we've got our lovely gloopy and now stirred. Satin undercoat, give him a little stir if he's a little bit thick, just to get him back to being like paint. So I'm using the satin. We've got a white matte, we've got a green matte effect, we've got a high gloss gold, we've got a black matte. So I want to put another bit of gloss over the top to keep him shining. But again, all we're doing, I'm going to come into this black line and follow it, maybe add a few more lines in, and he should be nearly there. I'll sign it. But his name is Loxley. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Barton. All your workstation really needs to be is a bit of space, really. If you've got a board or like a folder, you can use that as a backboard. If you've got a table and stuff, obviously chairs, anything could be an easel. specifically, or certainly if you have a garden, go and set it up in the garden. It's a lovely day. I hope you're okay. Hope everyone's doing good. We are in Manchester, so hello and love from Manchester. Hope everyone's doing good. Let's get this lining. So again, overkilling the paint because I love the drip of this. We're going to be neat. So nice and calm. Get those straight lines out of the way so your arm's used to them. Bit of gloss. I'm going to come down the head now. Okay, I'm going to do nose next. Again, just working on areas that I know are definitely going to be there, and then we can freestyle a little bit. We can go a little bit more creative on it, add a few more dots and lines in. This paint will take 24 hours to dry fully. So we'll be painting on it tomorrow morning. Two seconds. Just get some more music on. Sorry about this. Shouts to Pro P again. Love that hip hop to draw to. And back to the canvas. So this top white line will be the attention line, will be where the eye goes to first. So I want to make sure that it's neat and straight. Well, not necessarily straight, but you know what I mean. That it's got a kind of a strength to it. And the bits that need a bit of weight can have it. Okay, we've got our teeth as well. Simple bars. For a simple drawing. A bit more on this one. Let that fall, let it drip naturally. Okay, we'll get the eyes in now. His eyes, how's he looking on here? Lovely. A bit much there. Okay, bit. And very, very last bit on here. We'll just get zoom in as well. We're going to have the arrow going through here. I've jumped the gun, haven't I? Wow. Plus sign. Okay, cool. There we are. So that's lock sleeve, very, very nearly finished. Just wash my brush so you can see that glinting. So there's the lock sleeve. Next layer on white, you can probably see the white a little bit better. But again, there's natural drips in the eyes. Love in the nose. There we are. Nice little close up for you there, mate. Okay, so Loxley is very, very nearly finished. I know I did say I want to put an arrow in it. I'm going to wait for tomorrow to do that. In theory, I should have done that before the white. I'm just very excited to get that lining because I really like how this canvas is evolving. And again, this kind of like step process of seeing the gold and the green and the black and the pink and stuff behind it and then the white. It's a really, really nice finish on that effect. Okay, little touch test on our yellow layers. We're getting there. Might put another yellow here. So I'm thinking I'm just going to do a sunflower icon, but very drawn, very kind of cartoon like graphics, so solid instead of being as fluid and wishy-washy as it were. So I'm just going to get my yellow again. Clean this guy. 10 more minutes, guys, 10 more minutes. Please stay creative. And if anyone's got any work they want to show me, please send it in. Tag me in a post or send it me through a direct message. And I'll put your work on my page as well so everybody else can see exactly what we're doing in these sessions. And to obviously show that the audience is getting involved and that anybody can actually do this. I've had my friends 1-year-old drawing with me. I've had people 40 plus drawing with me. So thank you to everybody shouting me out, liking and sharing, all that sort of stuff. But massive, massive thanks to people sending me their work. I love seeing other people's work. I like seeing how what I'm doing and what you're doing. And obviously I'm editing it, the sessions every day a little bit to try and encompass the different art or the areas in art that people want. So if there is any shouts, if you want to see me do anything specific, please give me a shout. I think next week we might turn this into a drawing wall. So I used to do caricatures of famous people. They were called the obsolete sick faces. If anybody's got any celebrities or artists or film actors or musicians they want to see me draw, please give me a shout. I will attempt to draw one of those next week from nothing to a caricature, okay? I have someone in mind that I want to do as well. So give me some suggestions. If we've got any good suggestions, give me a shout. Johnny Depp, Arnold Schwarzenegger, anybody, Mia Jovovich, Bruce Willis, Marilyn Monroe, anything like that, please give me a shout. Just going to finish this yellow. I mean, that's kind of looking like a yellow rose a little bit just from the layers of the paint. I mean, that green behind it is super duper green. Okay, another little bit on this guy. Let's get that skull shape in properly. give these teeth a layer, just so when they go put the gold against it, you're not seeing as much green coming through. Just as another little layer on the teeth. Just use the rest of the paint up while we've got it. Oh yeah. Right here. I didn't get the gold out today. Wow. I must be in a recovery from it. We'll do some gold, or the very last bits, tomorrow. So basically today, all we've done, had a bit of fun hopefully, I know I have. Again, I love working on these canvases. I really do like the kind of, the time it gives me to think about my work, think about the colours I'm using, and also think about how to show that as well. I'm going to stick with my skulls and hearts. You know, the whole idea of the skeleton, or the skulls. We're all about the skeleton crew. So a skeleton crew on a ship is the minimal, the least amount of crew needed to operate that ship. I consider obsolete a bit of a skeleton crew. It is just me. So by creating a crew, by naming the canvases, like with Ron and Skull and Nugget and Loxley, it's a lot easier to kind of give them a role on the ship as a metaphor, but also part of my team as well. Many different variations on a skull that you can draw. Again, switch those colours up, switch the medium you're using up, and you'll always find something new within that process, from working on a canvas versus working on paper. So we've got canvas here, obviously paper here. I will shout Cass out again. I do need to put an order in very soon. Good morning, Mr. Dale Sanderson. How are you? I need to put another order in for Cass. So that should be ready for next week, etc. But I will say this again, I am an independent artist. If anyone does want to buy any of the work, please give me a message. If you want any custom work doing, also give me a shout. Any of the canvases will be for sale. I'll put them up in the gallery on Friday. So every Friday on Paint with Pete, we have a gallery of the work we've created throughout the week. I'll put last week's up so you can compare them and obviously, you know, see the differences in the colour. The techniques will be very similar because obviously I'm doing it as well. So we just kind of experimented with the colours and the brushes and the canvas and paper, and seeing what kind of works and what actually, what I like and what I don't like. Super important. Mr. Loxley, I think he's very closely finished. Last mark will be an arrow going through his head to cement the kind of the Robin Hood idea. Strangely enough, I also have lyrics or a track about Robin Hood, or the idea of being from Nottingham as well. So I might put a little bit of font in the background as well. I'm going to see how that feels tomorrow. Again, he has got a really nice structure. There's a lot of attention on his face, the details, the layers and stuff. So anything else added to it might saturate, might detract from how he looks now. We can review that tomorrow. This paint is still very wet. Don't know if you can see the paint drying. So that'll be dried tomorrow, and you'll all see that final line go in. Again for next week. Please be ready for for next week's sessions. We've got Thursday tomorrow, and then the gallery. I'm thinking of different things to do each week. I'm very happy painting, very happy just having doodling sections and all that sort of stuff. If there's any ideas that you want to see me draw, if there's anything you want to test me with, challenge me with, I'm an open book for that. More than welcome. But let's think of a celebrity. If you, Trump and Boris Johnson. Not saying they're passé. I don't want to promote them. So let's think of someone good in the world. I'll attempt to draw them live on the wall next week. So give us a shout. Shout your favourite actors, musicians, actresses, celebrities in general out. And yeah, we'll do some actual drawing next week. I want to keep this kind of low tech or not as technical, as well as using things that aren't fully technical. I want to be using similar stuff to the audience. I want to be using simple paint and pens and pencils and stuff, because I want to create art. I want to create art with you guys, and if this is a kind of conduit or a kind of a way to create art with me, absolutely amazing. All about keeping your head happy and your heart pumping and these things moving as well. Not just about this. All you have to do is just grab some paper, grab some pens, take 1 hour, 60 little minutes, halfway through, have a cup of tea, get back to the drawing. Very, very simple. Thank everybody for watching today. If you're watching this back, hello from the past. Please stay creative. Please roll with me every day, 10 to 11, over on Obsolete Art Manchester. My name is Pete Obsolete. We can all be friends. As always, if you need 5 minutes, take it. I realise there's a lot of crazy stuff going on outside. It might look beautiful, a lovely day in Manchester, really good for the head and the heart. But I know there are other things at play as well. So if it is getting a bit on top, take that 10 minutes, take that 5 minutes, grab some water, grab some fruit, grab some food, and stay creative. All right. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow morning. Ciao for now.